In this video, we're going to look at using the quadratic formula as another method for solving quadratic equations. Our first equation, 3x squared plus 17x plus 10 equals 0, is written in the standard form, where we have the x squared term first plus the x term plus the constant term equals 0, using the letters a, b, and c to represent the numbers, which for us are 3, 17, and 10. Now, the quadratic formula is a formula that can be used to calculate the two solutions. Our quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over the top of 2a. And there are plenty of videos you can watch for how this formula is derived, but we're going to focus on just using it. It's quite a complicated looking formula, but once we substitute in our values, it simplifies down quite quickly. The unfamiliar thing about this formula is the plus minus symbol. What this really means is that the quadratic formula is actually two formulas. It's this big long formula once with a plus after the b, and the big long formula once with a minus after the b. And by putting the plus minus sign, it means that we don't have to calculate all of it twice. And we simplify down until we can't go any further, and then we'll split that once into a plus and once into a minus. You can see the variables in the formula are a, b, and c, which we know are the numbers in our quadratic equation. So a for us in this case is 3, b for us is 17, and c is 10. As long as your quadratic formula is in the standard form with the x squared first, then the x term, and then the constant term equals 0, your numbers will just be in order, first, second, third, a, b, c. Now that we know those, we can pop them into our formula. So we've got negative 17 plus or minus the square root of 17 squared minus 4 times our a is 3 times c, which is 10. All over the top of 2 times a, or 2 times 3. So let's simplify that down a little bit. We've got negative 17 plus or minus the square root of, now we can simplify 17 squared, that's 289. Minus 4 times 3 times 10 is 120. All over the top of 2 times 3. Oh, we can simplify that part as well. 2 times 3 is 6. And we can simplify once again. All of that under the square root can be simplified. Negative 17 plus or minus the square root of 169 over the top of 6. One more simplifying. We can take the square root of 169, which is 13, over 6. And now we're stuck. We can't simplify any further. We need to split into our two equations. So what we've really got here is two equations. We've got x equals negative 17 plus 13 over 6. That's our first equation. Now our second equation is the same, but it's x equals negative 17 minus 13 over 6. So that plus minus symbol is now two equations, one with a plus and one with a minus. And once we've got that, we can simply calculate our solutions. We would expect two solutions because we know quadratics have two solutions. And we can calculate negative 17 plus 13, which gives us negative 4 over 6, which simplifies down to negative 2/3. And then we've got x equals negative 17 take 13, which is negative 30 over 6, which simplifies to negative 5. So they're the two solutions for our first quadratic equation, negative 2/3 and negative 5.